And we're back here with the Garden Club. They have their upcoming annual garden show and fair coming, and we want to welcome Judy Newsenbaum and Pat Cameron to the program. The Garden Club's been around for a while. I got a little bit forced. So I'm going to move this so I can just, there we go. The Garden Club's been around since the Leisure World days, right? It's one of the earliest clubs in the whole village.
One of the first clubs, and it was started in 1971. And it was an offshoot of the Garden Center Club. The Garden Center Club are the garden plots where they grow the abundance of fruits and vegetables and flowers. And the offshoot came when people started, let's see what we can do around our manor and inside our manors. Mm-hmm. And that's how it evolved into the Garden Club.
There we go.
And so that's what we have today. And we're here promoting our 54th Garden Show and Fair. May 16th will feature displays that people, residents and members of the Garden Club will bring in to show these beautiful displays, what can be done. And even just floral arrangements. These, and
well, let's talk about some of the things you brought in here. This is not a real monarch butterfly, but a fake monarch butterfly. But this is real milkweed, which is the only thing that the caterpillars from a monarch can eat, right?
Yes. And Mike, more importantly than that, the Garden Club is promoting planting the native California milkweed.
And this is native California milkweed.
Yeah, narrow leaf native California milkweed, very drought tolerant. Mm-hmm. And this is, you're right, the caterpillars need this. It's the only thing they will eat.
Okay.
So we'll be selling this at the fair.
So this is kind of a butterfly garden, if you wanted to attract butterflies, attract monarchs.
It attracts.
It does it really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do other butterflies eat milkweed, or is it just exclusive to monarchs? So if you're looking to create a monarch garden,
that's right.
That's one way to do that.
Yeah. It's exclusive to the monarchs. But then we have pollinators, we're promoting those. You've got bees, so we've got, we promote pollinator plants,
These are not
flowers.
Real bees.
That's right.
No.
But it's important to have, like you say, for pollinators, because there's so many native plants, so many things that have been kind of ripped away and replaced with things that really look nice, but they're not native to this region, so they don't help the native animals and insects and that kind of thing, right?
Right. The Garden Club also, we meet once a month, has the best speakers, the best presenters, and they talk about bees, butterflies, birds, buds, the whole, and it's so inspiring.
And do you get people to come to this and say they rip out what they have and they put in new stuff? I mean, is it transformative for some folks?
They can rip out or they can tend to what they have. Yes.
And so, Pat, when you joined the Garden Club, what was the impetus to get you in there?
The sociability. When you come into the village, this was the very first club I joined when I moved to the village, and it resonated with me immediately. And the club is extremely social, because how can you not like plants? We all share this love of nature.
Yeah, you're kind of out there in the Garden Club area, you're nurturing the plants, you're doing whatever it is, growing,
immediately
planting.
You feel a common ground, right? No matter where you come into the village, we all have this common interest in this. So, and that's evolved into trying to do more native planting and that kind of thing because of the water,
Right. My forte is succulents.
Okay.
And I had the drought-tolerant landscape put in at my manor, and it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy with it, and the succulents replace themselves and make more, and I'm able to help other people with succulents.
And for folks who want to find natives, and like you said, the succulents and those kinds of things, they can find them. I mean, Rogers Gardens has really nice native California plant area. I know there's Tree of Life Nursery over in the Ortega Canyon has all natives and that kind of thing. So it is easy to find them, and it doesn't mean you're just planting old weeds and that kind of thing. There's some beautiful plants out there you can find.
And another thrill of being a Garden Club member is you get a 10% discount.
There you go.
At nurseries when you show them you're a Garden Club member, so that helps.
Yeah. What's your membership up to these days?
Is it $20 a year?
We have.
Well, I meant people, not price.
People.
Oh,
I went
We'll get to that.
But Mike, I got to do a plug because
Sure.
this garden show and fair also helps fund our speaker bureau. So we have in excess of 200 members.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of the nurseries, at the fair we will be selling discounted plants from Armstrong Nursery, who has all organic plants. And they are donating plants. They're one of our big benefactors for the fair. So you can buy plants at the fair.
And there's going to be other things too, like some arrangements that are going to be available for
Yes,
sale, and there's going to
yes.
be, like you say, experts are going to be there. So it's really a kind of a far. You have been doing this for 54 years now. You know what you're doing.
right.
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
charge of getting vendors. We will have 17 artisans selling their wares, and they've all donated something to me for the raffle. This is a donation, completely handmade paper.
That's beautiful.
These are beautiful. There's so many lovely pieces that are going to be available for a prize, as well as the dessert part.
Yeah, got to have food.
So there's a little bit of everything's going to be in there.
Yeah.
You're going to have the arrangements, garden club members are going to be there, exciting prizes. There's a silent auction. There's an artisanal raffle. Once you're in here, that's where the fundraising really happens. So be ready to
Exactly.
spend a little bit
Exactly.
on something.
Last year we had more than 500 people come through our door,
It's
fantastic.
amazing.
all from the village.
We're
Yeah.
opening this year at noon, and there's usually a lineup, and the flood comes in, and it's festive. It's a very
it's a
very
great- it's a
festive
great event.
afternoon.
All right, folks, well, come on out. Make sure you're there for the annual garden show and fair. It's going to be Friday, May 16th over Clubhouse 5. Opens the gates. The flood begins at noon and goes
Yeah.
all the way to 3 o'clock.
Correct.
Well, thank you, Pat and Judy, for coming in today and talking
Yeah, it's
about
been a
this.
Thank you
Pleasure,
for
thanks.
having
And
us.
thank you for bringing these in, too. They're wonderful.
Little
Yeah.
samples.
Which ones do I get to keep?
No.
No.
Oh. I tried. All right, folks, you're watching This Day. We'll be right back.